A Seattle police officer was caught on camera riding his bike over an injured protester's head. Now, this video is disturbing, though it's unclear what sort of injuries the protester on the ground sustained from this event. But I'm going to show you this video, and I'm also going to show you a video from 5 minutes earlier, and you're going to see why that matters in a second. But first, here's the video of the Seattle police officer riding his bike over this person's head. It's hard to know what to say here. It's obvious what happened. Is there really any question? There's no mistaking it. This officer absolutely knew somebody was in the street. He wasn't even in a crowd of officers. He was at the front. He could clearly see what's in front of him. This person's dressed in white here. Rides right over their head. This is the complete lack of humanity that clearly many officers have for the public. And it's why you see people called to defund the police. It's to simply limit their power. And I'm going to get a bit into that later, as Seattle did recently do that. But let me show you. So this has happened. You can see the timestamp at the bottom, 1:50. Actually, let me also give credit to the person that shot this video. It was shot by CJ Halliburton. He's the one who posted the video initially on Facebook. So this is at 1:50. I'm going to show you a video from 5 minutes earlier. And you're going to see why it matters.
Hey, what's up with them?
So there you see the same person on the ground. I'm not sure if they're the one coughing or it was somebody else, but they appear to be injured, not getting up for whatever reason. Somebody goes to help him up, and the cop yells at him to get off the street. Then 5 minutes later, you see him get run over by a cop. It's really unbelievable. These are the people that are supposed to serve and protect. Serve and protect. They're gangs, is what they are. And this gets into the discussion. Actually, before I get to the discussion about defund the police, let me give you the reaction here from the Seattle Police Department. They said earlier that it was aware of the video and that the incident would be investigated by the Office of Police Accountability. After reviewing the video early Thursday, the OPA requested a criminal investigation to be conducted into the officer's actions. An OPA spokesperson told BuzzFeed News, OPA has asked for the investigation to be conducted by an outside law enforcement agency, and the Seattle Police Department agreed, the spokesperson said. But do you really expect anything to come out of this? I just covered the Breonna Taylor case. Charges were laid over shots that were fired into her neighbor's apartments. But her murder, no justice. So are they really... obviously, this is a different department, but really, do you expect anything to come out of this? They're going to say, oh, the officer said he didn't see them. It was honest mistake. You know, sometimes you just run over somebody's head. You don't see them in the street. No, there is a lack of police accountability and just a complete lack of humanity. Now, this gets to defunding. This headline here from CNN, Seattle City Council votes to override the mayor after she vetoed a bill to cut police funding. So the police budget in Seattle is being cut. Let me give you more details here. The Seattle City Council voted Tuesday evening to override Mayor Jenny Durkin's veto of a nearly $4 million cut from the police department's budget. The final vote was 7-2 in favor of the cuts. Quote, "We need a public safety that invests in harm reduction and not the ongoing status quo of policing as we know it in America," City Council President Lorena Gonzalez said as the cuts were approved. The mid-year changes go into effect right away and will effectively cut $11 million each year. That's far less than the 50% budget cut that had been previously discussed. So, not half the budget, but it's something. It's a start. And look, my position, people have different positions on how much defunding needs to be done. And other people have abolished the police and want to completely reimagine how to enforce laws. My approach, at least my feeling right now, is let's do what is possible in the short term. These police budgets should be cut in these major cities where especially events like this are happening, because it shows us that the police have had way too much power. We have seen year after year after year police budgets increase. Meanwhile, cuts to education, cuts to healthcare, cuts to public services, cuts to everything else that actually help people on a daily basis. Public transit being another one. But increased police budgets. And where has it gotten us? So I think the police need to, and by the way, you can make this argument, as I've made this argument, in favor of the police as well. Because when you limit their responsibility, say take mental health calls away from police departments, then that allows these police departments to focus on particular issues. So violent crime, I think, obviously, again, it's obvious to me, but I think the police should exist to deal with violent crime when it happens. But you should not have them, in military gear, occupying the streets, instigating, escalating violence. You should not have them answering mental health calls, domestic disputes. There are better ways to handle that through public health, through people that are not armed when they arrive at the scene. So that's my approach to defund the police. And I like to see that Seattle is beginning to do this. And clearly from what we saw in this video, it needs to be done.